Hello. Um, Not actually going to stay long if um, I get my usual 4 or 5 viewers. I will only stay for 10 or 15 minutes. Um, it's only really worth doing this on YouTube if you get the viewers in, and of course, then you get the guests. And I failed to do that. Um, I failed miserably to get the guests and the YouTube. It looks like my connection is very weak, unfortunately, which is another problem. There's not really much point coming in staying longer when there's only a few people here. Um, um, it's about immigration and Islam in the UK, and of course, you can only discuss topics like that when you get enough people who come into the room. And of course, then 5 or 6 guests who come up onto the stage. So then it can turn into an actual discussion, debate, chat, whatever. Um, we've only 4 or 5 people that come in, and at the moment, still only 2. And no guests, only me, myself up here. It's a bit pointless to be staying too long, to be honest with you, because I can only chat for so long, of course, and give my opinions and give what I feel, you know, is right or wrong regards to immigration and Islam. Um, and then, of course, it all breaks down unless there's somebody else to also put their view across and put their side across um, with regards to immigration or Islam. Um, I mean, people like yourself, anyway, who already know me from TikTok, know full well, how I feel about Islam. And as I say, with the immigration side of it, that can be summed up a lot quicker than, of course, what Islam can, because Islam is obviously a lot more involved than immigration. Immigration is quite simple. I feel that if people wish to come to this country to either better the country or better themselves, then fine, allow them to come in. However, if I feel that, the people are coming in just for freebies, just for free handouts, just to sit on their backside basically and do nothing or to commit crime, then no, I don't think those people should be allowed in. And I think those sorts of people should be deported. I certainly don't think anyone should come here without any paperwork or any ID of who they are, so that they can't even be checked as to who they are or what they've done in the past. I think that's very dangerous. And this is, of course, something that's been happening for the past 20 years now, at least in this country. Millions and millions and millions of people arriving here with no paperwork whatsoever. We don't know who they are. We don't know what they've done. We know literally nothing about them. And yet we still allow them in. And that is absolutely crazy. It really is, but yeah, I mean, as a whole, immigration is just out of control anyway, and it has been for some time. And of course, the biggest one to blame for this problem is our current Prime Minister, Keir Starmer. He's the one who, under Tony Blair's government, got free benefits for all the immigrants, legal and illegal, all free benefits. He won them that when he was a lawyer, an up and coming human rights lawyer, uh, under Tony Blair's government. He took Tony Blair's government to court you know, which is ironic, really, you know. And as I say, now he is the leader. He still doesn't want to change, you know, those two things. The one that he made happen by giving them all free benefits 23 years ago and leaving the ECHR, the European Commission of Human Rights, which, as I say, are the two things that is basically allowing these immigrants to come in the first place in their thousands and allowing them to stay. And as I say, it's just a ludicrous situation that the person who is most to blame for these illegal immigrants arriving here in their thousands for the past 20 years by giving them free everything with absolutely no paperwork whatsoever, you know, and the fact that we can't deport them once they do come here because of the ECHR, as I say, are both down to Keir Starmer himself, no one else. And yet now he's in charge of the country, talking about ways of how he's going to fix this problem and sort it out by smashing the gangs. Something he wouldn't have to do if he just removed the benefits. You know, if all those people who came here on those boats realised they weren't going to get one single penny when they arrived here, not one, and they would more than likely end up in prison for coming here as an illegal, they would not come. There would be no gangs to smash. The only reason why there are gangs to smash is because they're given all the free handouts, the free houses, the free cars, the free telephones, the free everything else. And that's why they come. And that's why the gangs exist in charging them money to get them here. Because it's worth them paying a gang £2,000 or £3,000 to get on a rubber dinghy to get here, because the benefits they receive over 5 or 10 years is worth a lot more than the £2,000 to £5,000 they pay someone to get here. And as I say, those benefits they get they're only getting because of Keir Starmer. So the real problem is the one who gave them all that free money in the first place, Keir Starmer. And the real problem now is the one who refuses still to take that free money away from them, Keir Starmer. I mean, so that's, you know, in a nutshell, my immigration. I mean, you know, there's a little bit more I still feel as well that not only the illegal immigrants, you know, you can stop them quite easily. First of all, by saying, we're not going to give you nothing if you come here as an illegal. And if you do come here as an illegal, we're going to lock you in prison until we can get rid of you. That will stop them coming as an illegal in the first place. And then, of course, the other step you take is to say, even if you come here, you commit a crime, we will deport you. You won't go to court, you won't go to prison, we won't sentence you, we will just deport you and make sure you cannot come back into the country. And I think, you know, these two steps are things that should be done immediately. This will ease the prison population because the majority of prisoners in our prisons at the moment are foreign criminals. They're not English born bred, or, you know, or even some of them, they are English born, but their parents were foreign, you know, illegal immigrants. So even if they're born in this country, but their parents weren't, again, they should be told, if you commit a crime here and your parents are not from this country, you will be deported. You won't be put in our prison system where we have to pay for you, where we have to subsidize you while you're in our prison system. You will just be deported. And I think this, as I say, would go a long way to solving quite a few of the problems that we have at the moment. Will any of the politicians do it? No, I don't think they will. Even Reform. I think Nigel Farage is a waste of space, to be honest with you. Um, Conservatives are starting to say that they will start to get tough on it. Will they? I don't know. Because this is a problem with politicians. They say the right things in order to get elected, and then once they are elected, they do naff all. Um, so, yeah, I mean, I think that is another thing that we need before anything can be sorted out immigration wise. We need a complete overhaul of our parliaments, of our politicians, and of our political parties. A complete and utter overhaul. Um, I feel though that all that is going to happen is nothing, and eventually Islam will take over, and eventually it will be an Islamic country. Islamic parties will get in. When an Islamic party gets in, there won't be no more voting. They will get rid of voting after that, because that's what they do. They get into power, they make sure there's no way for them to be unelected, basically out of power. The only way you can unelect an Islamic government is by force, basically. Um, so, yeah, I think that will eventually be the case in this country. An Islamic government will eventually take over. An Islamic government will eventually get into power. And the first thing they will do is get rid of democracy, which means, as I say, no more voting at all. Um, yeah, I mean, basically, that's it. That's about as much as I can add on to the situation of both immigration. As I say, Islam, it's a lot deeper. I have a lot more views on that, and you know, a lot more to be said on that subject. However, um, I've done that, as I say, large on TikTok. Um, it's, as I say, it's something that really I need participation in. And unfortunately, yet again, even though I advertise this show, as I've done with previous other shows, um, no one's come yet again. And it's kind of strange because I get comments from people saying, oh, please do the immigration again. Please do the immigration again. And I think, okay, you know, maybe they're going to come this time to discuss it. I mean, this is why I feel, you know, that in this country we're finished. That Islam will take over. It will become a Sharia country. Islamic government will take over because the people in this country, they don't give a shit. That's the problem. Uh, it's, you know, it seems they pretend as though, but the majority of them, they really do not care. The majority of them, I feel, have got the attitude of, I'm all right, Jack. I'm okay. I've got my, you know, I've got my, like, my family, my house, my stash, what I need. Fuck everything else. That's the, I think, the attitude, I think, of at least 70, if not more, 70%, if not more, of the UK population. And it's a horrible, stinky attitude, to be honest with you, because, as I say, it is going to destroy this country. This country is going to be totally destroyed just because of that attitude. I'm all right, Jack. I don't give a fuck. Um, and of course, what they don't also take into consideration is their children and their children's children and their children's children's children. What are you leaving behind for them with your attitude of, I'm okay, Jack, I don't give a fuck? I mean, what would have happened in 1940 if the people of this country had had that same attitude in 1940? I mean, to be honest with you, I feel the situation we're in now, I think maybe we might have been better off if we'd have lost 1940. Maybe things would be better. I don't know. But then when you look at Germany, not so, because they're just as bad, if not worse, than we are at the moment. You know, Angela Merkel basically, just as Tony Blair, basically buggered them completely. So, yeah, I mean, it's very difficult at the moment, as I say, because I think the left and the woke as well are very damaging at the moment. You know, um, their attitude of everybody is okay and everybody can live together is fine and beautiful, you know, and that is also very damaging, because in order for that to work, you need everybody to have exactly the same mindset. In other words, everybody agrees with you. Yes, we can all live together. We can all be happy together, regardless of race, religion, creed, colour, whatever. And it can all gel and be lovely together. And as I say, that can only work as long as everybody does and feels that same way. As soon as you get one group, just one group, that has a different view to that, then you've got problems. And this is what we have at the moment with that mixture of everybody, you know, to get them fine. Islam can't do that. Islam to believe in that at the moment, because it's getting everyone on its side still, until it gets strong enough to dominate and take over completely. And then all those people who are siding with that at the moment, oh yeah, yeah, see, it can work, we can all make it work, will soon realise they were lied to and misled, just like most other people are lied to and misled when it comes to that protected group. Um, and of course, by then it's too late anyway to stop it. So, well, I mean, it's been 18 minutes now, and I'm being told there's one person in the room. Actually, it's just gone up to three people, but throughout the 17 minutes, three people was the majority. Um, yeah, I mean, I thought I was really suffering doing this YouTube when I got six people. I've now gone from six people to three people. So all I can assume is no one in the UK wishes to come onto my streams, discuss immigration, discuss Islam, or even discuss any other topic. You know, I mean, I'm happy at this moment to actually discuss any topic at all if it brings the viewers in. But no, it won't do. No, it won't do. Um, and there's not really a lot more I can do. I mean, I know plenty of other people, you know, they do their streams. Some only get 50 or 60 people. Some get 100 to 200 people. Others get 2,000 to 3,000 people. And yet I struggle to get five people. I don't know why. I really don't know or understand why. Um, especially, as I say, when a lot of the people that do this aren't even British anyway. That they're in completely different countries, you know, they're in America or wherever else. And yet they still get lots and lots of people come up on their streams. And I know they still get lots and lots of people from the UK as well. And I can't understand why I can at least not attract a UK viewing public to come and discuss problems currently affecting the UK. It's amazing. How do you get on the live chat on here? You press the link, Carmen. There are two links currently. There's one on the stage, and there is one. Well, there's two actually in the chat. And you can click on any of those links, either in the chat or the one in the stage. That will then give me an alert that you wish to come up, and then I can invite you up. That's how you get onto the live chat, Carmen. And if you can't click on it and it doesn't work, then just type whatever you see in that link, https://streamyard.com/7yim8g27h7. And again, that will alert me. But yeah, I'm going to end it anyway, Carmen, because, as I say, with only two people in here, and you know, no one else is going to come in, obviously, because I already, as I say, pre-planned this before. I gave a warning 20-30 minutes before, and nobody came up. So yeah, I'm going to be ending it anyway. You just click on it, Carmen. Use your finger or your thumb just to click on either on the screen here, okay, where it says it here on the screen. Click on that with your thumb or your finger, or in the chat. There's one in the chat as well. Just click on it. But I'm going to be going anyway, as I say. There's not much point in staying. Even when I give a whole week's notice. I mean, I have previously, actually given a whole week's notice that I'm going to be doing a stream, and yet still no one comes. It's amazing, really. I don't know if it's YouTube's fault or if it's StreamYard's fault. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I don't have super chat and I don't have all that subscriber stuff. And so maybe that's why. Maybe because I don't have the subscribers, maybe because I don't have the super chat, maybe because I don't have the money making things that makes money for YouTube at the same time. Maybe that's why YouTube, but it shouldn't be, because I know, there are other YouTube people. When I was mentioning, some who get 1,000 or whatever, he one of those, he doesn't do any super chat or any monetary making stuff either, and yet he still gets the viewers. I know all the others do. All the others do the super chat. All the others do the money making thing, and I'm sure, as I say, YouTube do push those a lot more than they do the ones who don't do it. But yeah, I mean, I would have still thought they'd have pushed even the ones who don't do it, because they don't know, maybe that there's a chance that obviously the people who don't have the viewers don't bother getting the super chat and the money thing because they don't have the viewers. And obviously a lot of the time, if they got the viewers, they would get the super chat and the money making things when they got the viewers. So there is still a need for YouTube and to push it still. But well, I mean, again, I suppose it's because I've only got 198 subscribers still. I mean, after 5 years, I've still got less than 200 subscribers, which is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. You know, as I say again, when I see other people on YouTube and they've got like 10k subscribers, you know, and 200k subscribers, and well, yeah, well, there you go. I mean, as I say, there isn't anyone else who I've seen. I mean, very few people who I've seen who is willing to discuss uh, relevant topics to the UK, such as the immigration and the politics of it. You know, there's a few other people out there that do it, but not many. And so that's why, again, I find it strange. I find it strange that, you know, when somebody starts a channel up that wishes to discuss local topics and topics that are relevant to the UK, that, as I say, no one's interested. And it just confirms my belief that I'm right when I say that apart from the lefty woke, the majority of the rest of the people are, I'm okay, Jack, I don't give a fart. I think that is, you know, the predominant attitude of the UK for at least the past 20, 30 years, to be honest with you. I think that has been, you know, the sort of attitude um, from the majority of people in the UK for at least 20 odd or more years. I really don't give a fart. I'm okay. And as long as I'm okay, then I really don't care what else is happening. Um, and as I say, I mean, that's fine, you know, that's fine attitude for you and at this moment. But what about the future? What about the future that you're leaving behind for your so-called loved ones? At the end of the day, you're leaving behind one hell of a fucked up, messed up, bollocked up future for them, aren't you? Really. Um, but hey ho, I've now been here 30 minutes nearly, which is 15 minutes longer than I was going to be here with no viewers. So I am going to call it a night, folks. God bless you all. Peace of Christ to you all. Love one another, peeps. Because, yeah, there's not enough love in this world. But sadly, it seems as though that's a message that other people have to give you and not me. God bless.